Interviews makes most of us nervous, and that's fair enough because most of the time we are not very well prepared. So that's why I'm saying, with a little preparation, with some right strategies in place and some mistakes, some basic mistakes, if we can avoid, our interview performance can definitely be, far better what we are doing right now. So hi everyone, my name is Rohit Jha, and in this video I'm going to talk about 7 mistakes that if you can avoid, your interview performance can be improved by more than 80 or 90%. But before I start, please do subscribe to our channel and press the icon on your screen, because that's very important whenever we'll upload new videos on variety of career opportunities, global MBA, MIM programs, interview, as well as on resume skills. So you will be notified. So before I start, let me just tell you, the 7 mistakes that I'm going to talk about are extremely important for any interview you are going for in future. So the number 1 mistake is, lack of research. I have seen people, after taking so many interviews, hundreds of interviews and even mock interviews during our businesses, people are, not doing the required research. So whenever you're going for a college interview or a company interview, at least do a basic research on the organization, its products and services, its culture. Just scan through the website. You will get a lot of information. Just read some reviews, go to LinkedIn, try and connect with some people, get some first-hand feedback. If you do all these things, I can bet you will have a lot of stuff to talk to. You can give a lot of analogies, a lot of stories you will come to know, and then interviewer will be highly impressed with you that yes, you have done the required research. Now these are the skills nobody is going to teach you. These are the skills which are, I would say, common sense, or the general skills that you should have. So do your research thoroughly. Number 2 mistake which I've seen is not reading the JD carefully. People just see, okay, this is the role I am applying to, for example, manager XYZ or assistant manager or analyst associate. They think that's more than enough. But then why do companies write a job description if the title is enough? So that is the biggest mistake that most of the candidates they do, is they do not read the job description. But my advice to you, read the job description till the time you understand each and every word written on the job description. If you do not understand anything, please do consult someone, do consult maybe a friend, colleague, or anyone with whom you trust and you think that he or she can guide you and tell you what exactly this means, because that's the most important part. All the skills, technical abilities, everything they mention on the JD, and more or less they'll ask questions around that only. So if you haven't read it, then you can imagine what kind of a situation you will be in during the interview process. So that's the second mistake. Now third mistake I would say is accepting your mistakes if you don't know anything. See, it's okay to not know, not knowing something. Now in an interview, let's say it's around for 45 minutes, they're going to ask you a lot of questions, around 12 to 14 questions. They are not expecting you to answer all of them, but they are expecting you to be honest, to be humble, and you should have an integrity. Now, for example, if they ask me a question and I don't know the answer, so a general tendency with all the candidates that you see, they're just trying to form some opinions, they're going to give their opinions, and they're just talking just around that topic because they don't know the topic. So at first place, if you are completely blank and you think you cannot contribute to this answer, the best strategy is to be upfront and just say that you do not know about the topic, or you haven't read about the topic. Then the next step would be that you can tell them that, okay, this is what I don't know, but what I can do is I can give my opinion on this if that topic is there to give an opinion. So that could be the best strategy, but it's always good to accept your mistakes if you don't know something. So that's the best strategy to follow, but people commit this mistake in most of the interviews, and this will always go against you, because then it will question your integrity, that if you don't know something, you're not accepting your mistakes, and that's a very bad quality, to not accept if you don't know something. So that's the mistake number 3. Now mistake number 4 is people get carried away in an interviews. They kept on talking and talking and talking. Now I can completely understand, it happened with me also, it happens with everyone. Now it happens when something is very close to you. If I ask a question where you are an expert, definitely you would want to talk a lot on that topic. But that's the catch, that's the balance you have to maintain in an interview. So always focus and strike a balance don't get carried away, whether it's your own domain or it's a general personality question, a leadership question. Strike a balance. Don't talk too much, until unless they ask you. Or another good strategy would be, if you're very excited about something which they have asked and you want to talk more on this topic or more on this question, so you can take a permission and tell them, that I just need a couple of minutes to explain this. The project was very close to me, so then it will make sense to the interviewer and they will listen to you. Otherwise, after some time they'll not listen to you. You will lose the essence, and this can also be a negative impact, because let's say there are some other questions which they wanted to ask you, and because of the time constraint they could not ask you. So that is again a negative impact of not getting carried away. So please do not just get carried away and talk too much in an interview. That can be done with the help of a lot of preparation. So this is the fourth mistake that people commit. Now the fifth mistake is always jumping the guns to answer questions. Now of course I know there most of the questions related to your background you'll be very excited and happy to answer because you know the answers, but that's the catch. You don't have to jump. You have to be an empathic listener. You have to listen to the person, what he or she is saying. Listen, take a pause, and then give the answer, and just follow this strategy consistently throughout the interview. It should not look like that you're very well rehearsed and highly prepared for 5-10 answers. Definitely we all do preparation before the interview, but that should not look like to the interviewer. That's the strategy you have to follow, and that can only be followed by using this way. You have to be an empathic listener. Listen to understand. Take your time. It will always be helpful in future. Now this is the fifth mistake. Now the sixth mistake is a mechanical conversation. Now when I say mechanical conversation, so most of the interviews what you see people, they are very well prepared, so they're going to just talk start to end, without any pauses. My name is XYZ, I work with this company, I have an experience of 5 or 10 years in this particular domain, I was very good in cricket, my hobbies are so and so, so and so. Now nobody is interested in listening to such a mechanical conversation. So that's the problem with most of the students and professionals I've seen. There's so at times too much of preparation can cause this of a problem. So don't do that. Always try and form stories. That's the next mistake which I'm going to talk about. That would be the last one. So the mistake number 7, people miss storytelling. Now you go to all social media platforms or across, just see around you. You will love to hear stories. And that's what people miss in the interviews. They think, why? In interviews, why we need to tell stories? But when you will tell anything in a story format, it will look very interesting, it will engage the other person. He will be super excited in listening to you. Even if you're talking about any project, let me give you an example of this storytelling. So for example, you have to define a project. So just go back down the memory lane and form a story that in 2014, our company was struggling with increasing the revenues. Now this is a story or the trigger you are telling them. So first step is to tell the trigger, and then what happened. Because the company was struggling, then your boss or the directors, they hired you as an individual to turn around the company from that particular situation, and then you took in charge. And then what happened after that? Tell the process, and then the complete story, and finish the story with the help of the results that whatever you did, these are the results you have achieved, and these are the learnings you had. So this is how you complete a story, and of course this should be short and crisp, not like a 10-minute story. Now people love stories, and this is a common mistake that all of us do, and this comes with practice. So before any interview, do get ready with all your accomplishments and achievements, and build up some stories beforehand, so that whenever the interview will come, you will have at least 4 or 5 stories ready to talk about, and just practice a lot on those stories, and be in the form of a conversation style. Take pauses, affirm the other person, take his or her name in between, be excited, smile, use your gestures, hand movements, just be a little bit animated, not too much excited, but a little bit of animation is good. So these are the things can make an interview interesting, less mechanical, more storytelling can actually help you in getting the attention and your human skills as well. So these are also the skills, I would say, soft skills or the personality element. So these are the 7 mistakes. If you avoid, definitely you are going to do extremely well in any interview in future. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for listening to me. Do like, share and comment. If you like the video, then definitely leave a feedback. We'll make more such videos. In the meantime, take care and bye bye.